gather around the table once again for another session of Dungeons and Drakfus. And today we're back at the cell of Maiev to report back to Akama. Now that we have done the Ruse of the Ash Tongue, we have killed the Phoenix Alar. Let's go ahead and report back to Akama.
Our faith cannot be broken.
Is the deed done, Drakfu? Illidan is not a patient master.
No, he's not, but it's done.
You've done well, Drakfu. This will bring us a step closer to shifting Illidan's focus away from us and from...
Akama looks in Maiev Shadowsong's direction.
More work remains to be done, Drakfu.
Yes, it does. So, an artifact from the past.
Illidan's attention is now on Kael'thas, thanks to you. The time has come to make our move. I've had a vision of an artifact that will aid us in our final struggle, the phylactery of a lich known as Winter Chill. Unfortunately, its power was lost forever, after his defeat in the Battle of Mount Hyjal. There might be a way to retrieve this artifact, however. Legends speak of a place in Azeroth guarded by bronze dragons, a place where past and present meet. It is there you will find what we seek.
Okay.
Never hesitate.
People might be wondering, how does this affect us? Very simple. The raid that we're going to be going into is a Caverns of Time raid, the first ever raid that was done, and it led into the patch 2.1 content, which was Black Temple, as we got to relive the events of the battle for Mount Hyjal, which was a mission in the original Warcraft 3. It was the ending mission, roughly. So that's where we're going to be going today, and that's the reason why I wanted to start here, is because we do need to get this phylactery to continue the assault on Black Temple. And we're actually getting really close to that, because Tier 6 content began with the battle for Mount Hyjal, and it eventually involved Black Temple. We're almost there, guys. We're about to invade Illidan's stronghold. But for that, unfortunately, we need to do a quick magic cut while we make our way to the Caverns of Time. Okay, so we are back in the Caverns of Time, but first we have a quest to turn in with Sori Dormi, the consort of Nosdormu. Let's go ahead and turn in the Scales of the Sands, or the Vials of Eternity. I've asked the impossible of you, yet I expect you to succeed. Much depends on it. Here they are! So we have both Vaj's and Kael'thas' remnants of the Vials of the Well of Eternity. The power contained even in this small amount of water from the Well of Eternity is incredible. I can see clearly into every moment in time linked to Hyjal, the creation of the second Well of Eternity, Illidan's imprisonment, the enchantment of the World Tree, and yes, the Battle of Mount Hyjal. We must make haste. The timeline is not safe. Okay, so you can actually get additional quests from Sori Dormi and Arzadormu, I think is how it said. Okay, let's talk to her. So, I am pleased that you've decided to take up our cause. As a reward, I will infuse a ring with the remnants of the Well of Eternity you brought me. I offer you different paths in which to unlock their power. Choose wisely, Drakfu. The sands of time flow easily in one direction, and not the other. I think the one that we're going to be going for is a Champion's Pledge. Are you sure this is the path you seek to take, Drakfu? This is not a decision you ought to take lightly. This ring is imbued with a droplet from the Well of Eternity. It will grow in power as you prove yourself to the scale of the sands. Because this is its own little red faction. I am pleased that you decided to take up... Oh, yeah, we already read that. So, Champion's Vow. You've made your pledge, monk. Now it is time for you to see it through. Serve the scale of the sands well, and you will be rewarded. Fail, and the timelines as we know it will be unraveled. So basically, you bring your Band of Eternity to Sori Dormi after obtaining Honored Reputation. We're not necessarily worried about Honored Reputation, but let's talk to Arazadormu, Champion's Vow. Oh, it's just the same thing. So we don't necessarily need to worry about this. We do have a snazzy new ring, though. Yay, I guess. I don't care. Not really. I really don't care. But that actually starts us up with the next task that we need to take care of. We need to step foot into the Battle of Mount Hyjal and secure the phylactery that we need, as well as make sure the timeline is safe and that events happen as they are intended. So I remember, like, back in Burning Crusade days, this, before it even came out, this raid had a lot of hype behind it. Because this is the last mission that you took on in Warcraft 3. This ends the events of Warcraft 3, leading into the Frozen Throne. So, in a lot of cases, like the lieutenants that we've been taking care of, the funniest part is, Vaj, Kael, they all came in Frozen Throne. But this actually ended the events and is a big piece of Warcraft lore and history. And I know that there was a lot of expectation behind it for it to be just awesome. And unfortunately, it didn't really live up to it. It feels very much like they just took the... Because I'll be honest with it, I know a lot of people who hold the same opinion. They took the mission from Warcraft 3 and basically made it into a raid. So it feels more RTS-y than it does actually as a raid. And I know a lot of people were hoping like we would get character model updates and things like that. And while we did get a few, I mean, I think there was a Pit Lord that actually did get an update, and we also got a little bit of a Doom Lord update, but not really. Everything else was pretty much the same. In fact, Archimonde looks a little weirder compared to his Warcraft 3 counterpart. And so it's kind of a disappointment, but I still think it's actually a worthwhile raid to go into. This time, though, I'm not necessarily going to go into the lore of the battle for Mount Hyjal. Instead, I'm just going to explain it really quick because the bosses are actually random mobs that were actually put into the mission itself. So the bosses that we will come across in this thing were actually like Demon Lord bosses that you would come across in the actual mission. That's where it actually tried to stay as accurate as it could. And the end boss is Archimonde. So really what I'm going to do for Archimonde is, if you want to know more information about him, I will link a novel video about the story of Archimonde so you guys can know that. Basically, he is the left-hand general of Sargeras, the right hand being Kil'jaeden the Deceiver. If anything, he is probably more outright, I'm going to fulfill my lord's wishes, and Kil'jaeden's more along the lines of, I will fulfill my lord's wishes, but I will also make sure that there's a benefit to me in the end. So the goal of the mission ultimately is to save the World Tree from Archimonde, because he is coming to claim it for himself, to destroy it, so that in turn Azeroth will fall, and also utilize the Second Well of Eternity made by Illidan Stormrage to help facilitate the Legion's conquering of Azeroth. And the way that he actually did this was because of the Undead Scourge. We will be dealing with them more in Wrath of the Lich King, but in order to get the demons here the second time, the Scourge was utilized as Kil'jaeden created the Lich King, which eventually led to all of the events of Warcraft 3, including the Undead campaign, and now we actually are going to be dealing with undead soldiers, but demonic lieutenants. So for a lot of people who are probably going to be screaming, well, this is Legion, why don't we have demons that we're fighting? It's not how it worked here. They didn't have a whole lot of a presence in Azeroth just yet, and so they utilized the Scourge instead as their main fighting force. So here we are in the Battle of Mount Hyjal, and here is Lady Jaina Proudmoore. This is actually how you start up the event. Very much like the Black Morass, this is kind of a waved deal. You take care of the waves, and then eventually a boss will show up, which is one of the random generals that you could fight as they try to destroy these bases. So let's see. I have no idea who you are, but your presence is most welcome. Archimonde and his Scourge army could attack at any time, monk. Will you stand with us against this evil? My companions and I are with you, Lady Proudmoore. Thank you, Blood Elf. Now prepare yourselves. Archimonde is on the march, and we must hold off the inevitable for as long as we can. Yep, so basically all we're doing is we're defending the World Tree, but we're also buying Malfurion Stormrage time to mount a counter-offensive against Archimonde. Not the easiest of tasks, mind you. Holy moly! There we go. I think they changed the ghoul models a little bit in here. They look a little bit more HD. Holy moly, here comes even more. So yeah, basically we have to deal with wave upon wave of encounters. All you gotta do is just kill the Scourge minions. And actually, we're gonna turn off the auto loot, because we're gonna be looting a lot of stuff here. Boom! And now we're 3 out of 8. But as you can see, as soon as the first wave dies, the next one is ready to spawn. And now we're starting to get additional units. These are all Scourge units. So Nerubians, Necromancers, Ghouls, all that. And now these are going to get even more complicated, as now we have Abominations. Okay. There we go. Take care of these guys, and the last wave. As you can see, there's not a whole lot to this raid. That's, I think, a lot of what added up to the disappointment of it. There we go. And so here is Rage Winterchill. He is the first general that we take care of. He is the Lich, actually, that Akama was talking about. So we'll just go ahead and nuke him down. Fist of Fury! Boom! Oh no, he has stunned me. Whatever will I do? Oh yeah, I will do this. Boom! And do another Storm, Earth, and Fire. Okay, fine. I won't do Storm, Earth, and Fire. I will do Fist of Fury instead. There we go. And now we have the time-based phylactery that Akama wanted. And do we have anything that's transmoggable? Not really. Now you'll notice these Heart of Darkness are dropping. It actually was a crafting reagent that you had to use in Tier 6 to get Shadow Resistance gear, which was very helpful for a lot of the bosses. In fact, I think tanks were mandatory, or at least your off-tank was mandatory to have a Shadow Resist set. So then at that point, he could take care of a lot of the demonic trash that was actually in Black Temple and some of the other mechanics with some of the bosses within Black Temple. So let's go ahead and go on in here. And I think we just need to talk to Jaina once more. And basically for every point in this, we actually have 2 encounters, and they're all at major encampments. So this one is the human one. Well done, adventurer. Rage Winterchill's death has earned us all a small pause in the enemy's advance. Use this short time wisely. Tend to your wounded and prepare your defenses. As soon Archimonde will send even deadlier forces at us. My meager force of reserve units will reinforce you when battle is joined again. We are ready for whatever Archimonde might send your way, Lady Proudmoore. Then let Archimonde do his worst. And this was actually a cool little climax for Warcraft 3, because it actually brought the Horde and the Alliance together. So you first controlled the human units, and then if you eventually lost that encampment, you would then control the Orcs. And eventually, since it was the end of the Night Elf campaign, you would control the Night Elves in their final bid to protect the World Tree from Archimonde. Okay, so here's wave number 2. Not too much to worry about so far, but now a bunch of Nerubians coming our way. There we go. And here comes even more. Now they've added Banshees into it. So these are all units of the Undead back in Warcraft 3. Oh, and we even got another Void Cloak. Okay, cool. There we are. Let's go ahead and nuke them down as quick as we can. Holy moly. Okay, so we'll bring these guys up here. Take care of these guys. And now we have a bunch of Necromancers. Oh, and even more. That's okay, we're 7 out of 8. We're getting lots of crap done. Okay, come on. I need to get my resources back so that I can just hurricane kick the crap out of them. There we go. There's a Banshee. Okay. So here is Anatheron. Anatheron is a Dreadlord, so he is obviously one of the demonic lieutenants here. Face of Fury! And with that, he also has a lot of the basic mechanics that a Dreadlord would have back in the day. He can put you to sleep, he can do Carrion Swarm. That's the other thing, too, is that there weren't a lot of inventive new mechanics to these guys. Instead, they just decided, oh, you know what, we're gonna utilize the mechanics that were back in the day. Face of Fury! I don't care about your Inferno! Okay, let's actually bring him all the way over here, because I want to make sure that I can loot him and not get spammed. Oh no, the swarm is eager to kill me! Oh no! Yo, White Storm Earth and Fire! Is it now? Well, you are 5%, and then you will die. Oh crap, I can't do blackout kick. Oh yeah, so my chance to hit it actually sucks right now. Crap! Well, let's take care of your Towering Infernal, and then we will take care of you. There we go. So Anatheron has been defeated. And do we have anything new with him? Oh, there we go. So, oh, we do have a belt that we don't have that. We Pillar of Ferocity. That looks pretty cool. We'll take that. I just want to make sure that we get stuff that we can actually transmog, and that's helpful. Okay, so that actually ends things with the human encampment. I actually did things horribly wrong. Like, you're supposed to actually utilize the humans if you can. But I just went up here to take care of them because I'm overpowered for this area. But, unfortunately, you can't do anything more with Jaina because you actually need to make your way up to the Horde encampment to take on the remaining generals. So, roughly, this is a 5-boss encounter, or a 5-boss raid. Two more waves will happen at the Horde encampment, and then eventually we'll get our access to Archimond. But until then, we need to do a long run to the Horde encampment. And as you can see, some things are happening here. We have some lumber mills on fire, and gargoyles are starting to attack from behind. Just to kind of also give you a hint of other units that you might actually have to deal with in this area, which would be the gargoyles. Because as you saw, like, the units do start scaling up. Ghouls are the basic ones, and eventually they brought out the Nerubians. Then eventually they brought out the Necromancers and the Banshees and the Abominations. And that's going to continue on because gargoyles are a big one, and eventually we will get Frostworms out there too. Not fun. But it's okay, because we're up for the challenge. And thankfully, I have a long-range attack, because that's actually my biggest problem with this, is that if you actually walk in here with a class that does not have any kind of a long-range attack, you're kind of doomed, because it's going to take forever. Eventually, you'll get flying units, and they have to get brought down for you to do anything to them. Problem is, they're designed to be more powerful than your Horde units, than your Alliance units. And yeah, you'll get your butt handed to you. So always bring a ranged class. It always helps. Alright, here is the Horde encampment with all of the basic Horde units. And there is Thrall. So you would control Jaina in the human portion, then you would control Thrall in the orc portion of it.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish?
Lady Proudmoore's defenses have bled to delay Archimond and his burning legion, and now this grim task falls to us. Are you ready to stand with me against the onslaught?
I am with you, Thrall!
Then let the legion do their worst.
So now we're going to have waves up here. Starting up here, but eventually we'll also get flying units coming in. So there you go. There's our first little wave of undead. And they are starting out strong. They have some abominations in there. That's what I'm saying. This feels more like the RTS than it actually feels like an MMO encounter. Oh, but good. We're also getting Scale of the Sandsra up, in case you guys didn't notice. So much netherweave cloth. I could probably sell it. No, netherweave doesn't do that well anymore. Okay, so here's where it starts to get weird, because you'll notice that there's only so many ghouls. We could easily nuke through them. But the reason that there are so few ghouls is because the base is actually getting attacked from the rear, and you can actually see gargoyles off in the distance. So we're going to have to help out with that before the next wave will come. That's where this gets a little bit more complicated, is that you do have to go back and forth. What I would recommend is, like, you bring one of your friends comes melee and then the other one comes ranged, and then you just take care of the crap out, beat the crap out of the place. So here we go. Now, thankfully, Blizzard has also added some other additions to this area to help people get through it quicker. I'm not saying it's the greatest help, but at least it's something that we can utilize. Boom. Okay, so that'll kill him. Now the sad part is that I actually have to wait until I get more energy. Whee! To see, if I was melee, I would have to rely solely on the witch doctors and all the long range or all the ranged units to do my job. So let's do Crackling Jade Lightning again. Boom! Now we kind of have the same issue here. Dang it. So this is the fun part, because now we basically are at the whim of our Crackling Jade Lightning. Which, is, you guys can tell, doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's at least a ranged attack. Okay, so one more. We have 3 more invading enemies, so 2. Crackling Jade Lightning! And I'm sure somebody's going to give me crap about the whole you're clicking. I kind of don't care here, because there really isn't much else for me to do. I can't, like, combo things together with Jade Lightning. There we go. So that's the last gargoyle. So now we have wave 3 of 8 coming, which I believe is all melee. Oh, look at that. I got the Ice Hoof. The thing that says that you move 100% faster, but it doesn't feel like you move 100% faster. So there you go. There is the full wave of, or the full third wave. Let's just go ahead and nuke everybody in the path. There you go, wave 4. And I think it's like every even one will get a sparse force, and then that just means more gargoyles. Oh, no, that actually looks like a full-on wave. Okay, cool. We'll deal with that then. And it gets crazier, too. Eventually, demonic forces do show their face, but they're few and far between, as they were in the Warcraft 3 mission. Remember, this was solely the Scourge's job. According to the Legion, they didn't have enough of their forces here. Oh, no, and there actually are gargoyles, so let's go ahead and go over. This is just riveting gameplay, isn't it? Yeah, it's not good. I'll admit, I have complaints about the Battle of Mount Hyjal just as much as anybody else does. Thankfully, a lot of those problems have been solved, you know, because now pretty much all melee classes have at least some kind of a ranged attack to utilize, whether it be in their actual spec or in another spec. So sadly, you will have to change specs. Good thing it's free. Oh, that sucked. Take my Jade Lightning. Take it. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Okay. Can I hit this one? No, of course not. Oh, no, cool, I can. Jumpy, jumpy. Burn! Hurricane kick, because they were within range. Oh, I didn't want to grab that claw. Damn it. Where's the last one? Oh, there it is. It's just some random gargoyle off in the back of some hut. There you go. So, wave 5. And now I'm being chauffeured everywhere, but it's super, 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 super slow. I'm gonna just drop these gnarled claws. They won't sell well. And there is the next wave. It looks like a full-on wave. It looks like about 14. So, first of all, boom! Boom! There we go. Wave 6. Now you have to get through all 8 waves before the boss will show up. Excuse me. There's 9. Are they coming this way? No. Oh, there they are. They're the gargoyles. Silly Goliath. Okay. Well, we took care of a chunk of them. Boom! And now Thrall will help us out the remaining ones. Okay, so we need 2 more, and then the next wave. So where is the last 2? Oh, there they are. The Taurens are dealing with them. It's okay, buddy. I gotcha. Oh, and the final one is a Frostworm. There we are, boys and girls. And I think that Direwolf is actually summoned by Thrall, so if people are wondering about that, I think it is summoned by Thrall. Crackling Jade Lightning! Now, I think with the Frostworm, you actually had to drop him below a certain amount of health, and then eventually he would drop to the ground, and then the melee could come in and finish the job. I don't know what that was, but thankfully Thrall and the other shamans can hit him. Ah, jeez, they keep on interrupting me. Dang it. Would this work? Yes, it would! Yay! I'll take that. Okay, so next wave. Next wave. A cool comic that you should probably read. I've only read pieces of it via Comixology, but, you know. What's it, Comixology? It was a digital comic format, I know that much. There we go. So, oh, wait, one more? Is this another Frostworm? I did not want to get that Mark of the Illidari, but I did, nonetheless. Oh, there it is. There's our big Frostworm buddy. Hi, buddy. And unfortunately, he's too far for Thrall, so I think this is going to be all on me. Oh, never mind. I got some headhunters and some shamans, so maybe we'll be okay. 40, 30. This is the part that makes this raid tedious. You can only do so much. There we go. So down comes the Frostworm. But that also means final wave, and then we'll have a boss. Yay. Oh, and also this one has the famous Burning Crusade bug of if you nuke things too hard, you actually can break the raid. Thankfully, I'm not having that issue. But if I were to bring in like my endgame characters from Legion, I probably would, and I'd have to go naked or something.
Your meaningless lives will soon be forfeit.
Oh no, it's Khazragal! So this is kind of an updated Doomlord model. And the sword is awesome. I still would like it for transmog at some point. Boom! This is Fury! I will kill you! Oh no, I've been stunned! But he's down to 25% health! It can't be that bad! There we go. Khazragal has been defeated. And really nothing I can transmog. That sucks. Oh, but I have been crippled. My movement speed has been reduced by 75%. Oh, I barely even feel it now. Okay, so report back to Thrall for the second to last boss wave. So here we go. Thrall!
Loktar, friend.
Outstanding!
What is it?
Khazragal's death cry should strike fear into the core of the Burning Legion. They now know the power your forces possess, so expect the worst the Legion can offer.
We have nothing to fear!
May the spirits be with you.
So now we start up the next wave. There's a recurring theme here, can you tell? Waves. Holy moly. Okay, so... Boom! Let's kill off the first wave. Now, this is actually where it gets cooler, because now we'll actually have some demon forces. I believe the ground forces will start bringing in Fellhounds, and Infernals are going to start raining from the sky. So we will have to go around the base quite a bit for this one. Boom! We'll kill all the ghouls. They were no trouble at all. And here are, speaking of gargoyles, and a frostworm. It's almost like the Scourge is getting mad at us. Oh, dude, throw! I'm coming to save you! Screw you guys, I'm coming home. And now we have a full-on frostworm out there. We just need to take care of these gargoyles so that Thrall can help me out with the frostworm. There we go. Where is he? I can't see him! There he is. Okay. Jade Lightning! Now it says we have two other... Oh, there's a gargoyle off in the distance. Okay. Well, we're going to help out with the frostworm first, and hopefully they'll nuke down that gargoyle. He's got about 20... let's see. Yeah, he's about halfway down. 40%! 30%! Riveting gameplay right here, everybody. 15%. Thrall, can you take him down? Oh, no, and now we're actually starting to see Horde forces die. And if Thrall dies, actually you have to redo the wave. That's the other big problem of this, is that if Thrall dies, if you wipe, you start at wave 1 each time. So this is definitely something that a lot of people were very happy got fixed back in the day. Oh, and speaking of Infernals, Infernals are raining from the sky. Thankfully, they're stupid easy to take care of, but it builds up over time. Boom! As you can see, they actually rip through the forces pretty hard because of the fact that they actually do a Hellfire-esque spell to everything next to them. So it's not just that they're damaging the one guy. They are also damaging everybody else around him. So yeah, they're a raid threat. Here we go. And we have 6 more. So probably, yep, right at the front. Come on, everybody! Bring Thrall over! Okay, boom! Let's kill as many of these guys as we can. There's the one ghoul I bypassed. There we go. So, wave 4. Is this going to be more Infernals? Starting with 6. No, now we have Infernals and Fellhounds. Oh no! Protect Thrall at all costs! As you can kind of tell, Thrall's kind of the least of my worries right now. He could kind of take care of himself, unlike most. He gets ads and other things that help him out. There we go. Let's go ahead and get over to the other ones. 5 left. Now we will kill all the Infernals around Thrall. So now he can go help everybody else out. Hi, Giant Infernal. You're dead. This is only wave 4, people. Wave 4. Utter insanity rains down upon you. And at this point, your raid's priority is to protect Thrall. Thrall can't get involved. Because if he dies, you're starting over. Okay, this one looks like it's a full-on wave, so... We'll at least get through this one and be okay. Yep, 6 of 8. More Hearts of Darkness. And now we have Necromancers and Banshees. And I'm just going to double check behind. Because even now, it can be a problem. Thrall can technically die. And I think, considering how fast we're going, I don't know if it'll actually bug out the instance. Oh, never mind. This is a full-on wave. There we go. 7 of 8. And there's 6. As you can kind of tell, though, there we go. Infernals are raiding from behind. So I'm going to let the main force kind of take care of these guys while I go save Thrall. Yes, you do have a target. Shut up. Okay, so here come the Infernals. And Thrall is engaged. Thankfully, we took care of them. We have 10 more enemies, and then we have one more wave. No, guys, it's not over yet. Okay, so kill off these Infernals. And no, I'm not even bothering to loot right now, because there's too much going on. Oh, and there was an Infernal I missed. Okay. Well, that's okay, because I need to come over here and kill off all these guys. There we go. 16. I'm guessing this is all a ground wave? No, that'd be too easy. No, it might actually be all a ground wave. Okay. Well, come on over, everybody. Come on over to the slaughter! Hi, Mr. Necromancer. Hi, Mr. Fellhound. Boom! And hi, Miss Banshee. And here comes...
The Legion has returned to finish what was begun so many years ago.
Oh my gosh, it's a friggin' Pit Lord!
There will be no escape.
Yes, this is the Pit Lord Asgalor. Now, the cool part is that both Anatheron, Khazregal, and Asgalor are actually involved in Legion. So if you do it from the Alliance side and you can see all the demons spawning in, you can see them on the Horde side too, but it's a little harder. You can actually see Anatheron amongst the Dreadlords. Asgalor amongst the Pit Lords, and Khazregal amongst the Doom Lords. So there you go. And here's our first little bit of tier. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't get one. Oh, but I got a grotesque statue. That'll probably sell well. So we got a Rogue Mage Druid, Warrior Hunter Shaman, Warrior Hunter Shaman. So Warriors, Hunters, and Shamans right now are making bank if they wanted their transmog.
All of your efforts have been in vain, for the draining of the World Tree has already begun. Soon, the heart of your world will beat no more.
Alright, so that actually means that, sadly, Archimonde has spawned. Well, good for us, because he's the final boss, but now things get real. Now you have to defend Azeroth before Archimonde comes in and, well, owns the joint. So, like I said before, in the description below, I will be putting down a novel lore video for Archimonde. So if you want the story of Archimonde, that's the way to do it. I think when he did it, Warlords of Draenor was not in there. So when we get to Warlords, I'll probably put in, like, the story of Hellfire Citadel or something like that. Because he does come back. Archimonde does come back. Demons are eternal. You can only kill them if you kill them within or close to the Twisting Nether. So Archimonde will show his face once again. And let's see, this is a grotesque. I will be curious to see if this actually sells well on the auction house, but I'm not promising anything. So here's the World Tree Nordrassil, and again, the Cataclysm version looks so much better than this. But you do get a Night Elf village. Now, people might have noticed when we walked into the raid, there were 3 separate tunnels. You get checkpoints at each one. So we got the human encampment. When we went to the Horde encampment, we got that. And now we have the Night Elf encampment, which involves Tyrande Whisperwind, and somewhere in here is Malfurion Stormrage. He's somewhere around here. But I would recommend, if you're going to do this,
The goddess is my shield.
talk to Tyrande. The moment we've been dreading is now at hand, monk. Archimonde has made his way to Nordrassil and is beginning to devour the World Tree's energies. Malfurion needs more time for his plan to work, so we must do the unthinkable. You must attack Archimonde directly, while my own troops hold off the streams of burning Legion forces approaching from top the mount. I would be grateful for any aid you can provide, priestess. These tears of the goddess have been blessed by Elune, and their power will help you combat Archimonde's vile magics. Use their power well. So basically, he has an ability that will toss you straight up, and you're either going to get serious damage or you're going to die. So the best thing to do is put this Tears of the Goddess on your bar. And when he knocks you up into the air, use it, because it's basically a slow fall. It's the only way to save yourself. So there is Archimonde, the left hand of Sargeras. Or I guess the right hand of Sargeras. One of the two. He's one of the big guys, the big lieutenants. And again, his model is kind of lackluster. I like the Warcraft 3 model better. But thankfully, he got a cool revamp in Warlords. Fist of Fury! We will not tolerate any of your BS! But now he's raining fire on us, so maybe we will tolerate his BS. Monarch Sheet Race! Alright, so, boom. Almost there, almost there. 20%! No! So yeah, all you need to do is get him down to his last 10%, and eventually Malfurion's plan will start taking over. And you see all these wisps coming in. They will do the remaining job for us. So all we have to do is just kind of wait for that to happen. Now this was actually a cool mechanic added, because it does pay homage to the fact this is how Warcraft 3 ended, with the wisps coming in to kill Archimonde. But we don't care. Because we want him dead. Boom! Battle of Mount Hyjal. So, boom. And there you go. His armor is all that's left. So, let's go ahead and look at these. Nothing to transmog, but we have Rogue Mage Druid, Paladin Priest Warlock, and Warrior Hunter Shaman. So, everybody got their tiers. At least one of them. And that actually does it for the Battle of Mount Hyjal. When we get back, we will now mount the offensive. It's time for us to help Akama and Maiev mount the offensive against the Black Temple and Illidan Stormrage. We'll see you guys tomorrow.